right, so Locked In Podcast, Sam Orpizza, Joe Pfeiffer. We got the JelloManPhilly, Paul Vial here with us. Paul, what's up, man?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
Not much, man. So, Paul, there's a lot of questions we have for you. And again, is this like your first time in like a long-form podcast?
Yeah.
You're seen, you're not often heard.
I like to be more elusive.
Yeah.
The Jello thing.
I did watch that. I was watching your Instagram, and they said he was the ever elusive if you see him pop up at like a tailgate. I thought it was funny.
He's like a real-life Charlie Chaplin, like in 2025. It's amazing, man.
Well, for years, you had to be elusive because you weren't really supposed to be doing it. So, like, that's kind of where I kind of just kept that up. But then over time, I started kind of being more recognized, and I was able to just be somewhat more open, but I still kind of have that in my blood to just kind of stay low.
So when you say you had to be more elusive, like, you know, people really want to know, like, where did the Jello Man actually come from? So, like, how did this start?
It started because I always hustled. I always have weird creative energy. But initially, the whole Jello thing where I tried to make a business out of it is because I went to Williamson Trade school. I learned how to lay bricks, and then I figured out how to make money on my own, like doing side jobs. But I was inspired by that money. I bought a house at a young age, and I was excited that I was able to still save money because I was renting rooms out and stuff. But then it became boring within like 3 or 4 years, and I just kind of like, it was around the time of the 2008 recession with the financial crisis, and I got laid off, and I was able to like have more time to go enjoy myself. I went to some music festivals, and then I saw, like, I thought I was going to be enjoying myself, but I saw people hustling all kind of stuff, like T-shirts and all kind of weird little trinkets, and I was like, dude, I'm definitely going to try to sell stuff here. So I went to Bonnaroo. I learned how to make T-shirts like pretty quickly, and then I went to Bonnaroo and I started selling these things, and I saw a girl selling Jello shots, and I was like, I'm stealing that. And then I was so excited that I could take Jello shots anywhere all over the country. I could get airplanes, fly to different states, different festivals, make Jello shots in like Motel 6s, and like just like sell them anywhere. But the thing with T-shirts is you got to make art and all this stuff, and you got to make a shirt that actually people want to buy. So like Jello shots was way more lucrative, and you could just like make them anywhere. Like you could like fly to Mardi Gras with like a suitcase full of Jello shots, literally. That's what I did before.
Yeah, and at music festivals, everyone's getting drunk. Yeah.
So like you're always just dumping out Jello shots, but like people are always selling stuff there. It's not like you're selling drugs. So like my hustle down in that scene is like the Disney Channel compared to what's actually going on there. So you still got to be somewhat elusive. I mean, at a certain point, I'd be really elusive because I started getting busted all the time. But
yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you ever have people when you're out there, you have all your shit out there, and you're trying to sell this, or you having anybody else come up and trying to tell you that you're not allowed to be there?
So when I'm shooting stuff around, that's where I'm at now. Like I was never shooting them before. So like, like security would always be just like looking for people selling with bags and stuff. So like they'll take all your money off you. Security guards will rob the shit out of you, dude. Like I've been robbed probably like 15 times my whole life. The most I ever got stolen was like $7,000 off me. But they'll take it and they'll act like you're lucky we're not calling the cops. But then at a certain point when I got the cops there, on a certain bus, like the cops will just kick you out. Maybe give you a ticket, but like the security guards would actually just try to keep your money and they threaten you. Like you're lucky we're not calling the cops.
And you were never able to recover that $7,000?
No, because they kind of like search your vehicle and then they put you on the ground. I got footage of this stuff. Like they put you on the ground and just like hold you out there. There's probably like 10 people out there. You're on the ground, and then they go in your vehicle, do whatever they want, take what they want, and then they just kind of feel like, all right, you're out. And then you just realize they took all your money. Sometimes they'll give you back small bills, like they'll give you back a pile of money, but it's not the 20s or 100s, you know what I mean? But that was all in the past. That's the original bootleg hustle when I would be around making money and stuff. But eventually I started having like a persona attached to it because I started making these things called Jello shot murals. And I actually made one for Joey today.
Yeah, that is, Paul, that's pretty sick.
So that's just duct tape.
And you spelled it right, too.
Yeah.
You got to put the Z at the
end. He does get credit for spelling it right because everybody thinks I'm weird for spelling it with a Z, but it's okay.
I put Z's on everything, too. I want to supposed to be an S.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'm going to hot glue Jello. I hot glue Jello shots to those things, and I give them to artists all over the country, different shows. I made like 200 of these by now.
Yeah, you sent me pictures, man. You had Vampire Weekend and some of the shots. You had Beck.
Yeah, Beck. I had Chapel Roan.
Chapel Roan, yeah.
Did Cage the Elephant.
Wow, you did Cage the Elephant too, and
Yeah.
you know, you come from a big family, right? And you have, you know, I'm friends with your brother Sam, super creative artist and musician, and also your other brother is Kurt Vile.
You still talk to Sam?
Yeah, I talk to him occasionally. Yeah, Sammy's the man.
He's the one who does all my random art. He's so insanely creative. He's at gonna be at Preston and Steve doing the cardboard classic. He's been doing it for the last couple of years. Last year he made a humongous cardboard sled. It looked like it was Johnny Five. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that. I don't remember that one.
You know Johnny Five?
Yeah, of course.
Short Circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. It's awesome.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. So when you're at Bonnaroo and you were getting busted, like what year was this?
Okay, Bonnaroo. That was a big bust. That was 2014.
2014.
Yeah, so we want to hear about that one?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so Bonnaroo, 2014. I had a Mercedes Sprinter van. I have one right now. I have a Dodge Sprinter van right now. Big, tall vans. I could make T-shirts in the van, and usually I would make the shirts ahead of time. Actually, I can show you a T-shirt real quick.
Yeah, please, take them out, Paul.
So these are old T-shirts. This is how I bundle them. It's almost like
Like you're a drug dealer?
Yeah, yeah. So you make like 1,000 of these shirts. They're in this bag. So the idea is that this becomes. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, no, you're good.
I would have basically like we call it ground scoring at the end of a festival. People ditch like their whole campsites. And they'll ditch like the easy ups, like the canopies, and the whole long zip up bag. They'd be all over the ground because they get ruined in the weather. So I'll just ground score a bunch of those. It's a long bag, so I can fit 4 of these in there, like small, medium, large, XL.
Yeah.
So you run around, you have like 100 shirts in a bag, and then they pop out like tissues. Like, so the blue is large, duct tape, and then pink would be small, green would be medium. But like it's really fast work. Like if anybody I guarantee whoever listens to this podcast, if you see me at a music festival, you've seen this operation. But look, this is
Check that out, man. Bonnaroo 2021, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Rick and Morty with Walter.
yeah,
White.
and that's Breaking
Walter
Bad.
That's sick,
Danny
Paul.
DeVito in here.
Yeah.
Then all the artists. So like they pretty much just like or get pissed because you put the artist names on the back and they're like it's all copyright. But I know artists and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Artists like that. I actually would give artists bootleg shirts. They would love it, dude.
So that's what you were getting busted for, was selling T-shirts,
Yeah.
not Jell-O shots.
Yeah, dude. Because I never really got busted for Jell-O shots. But anyway, that bust at Bonnaroo was crazy. It was like I didn't finish making my shirts, so I had to make the shirts on the road, and I had a generator on the back on a cargo carrier, and then my T-shirt press inside the van, and then we got to the festival area, and I got a hotel, and then I didn't feel like making the shirts in the van that very second, so I pulled a power cord from my van into the hotel room. We looked kind of like suspicious, and then this is like it sounds like I'm lying when I'm saying this, but just by chance, security guards that busted me at another festival recognized my van, and then they staked me out, and then they called like the local cops.
Yeah, because it's a good score too, man. If they were making like $7,000 off busting, yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably looking for you at this point.
They called the local cops, dude.
I would
And
be
the local
mad as
cops,
shit.
get this. This is insane, ready? So they called the local cops, and then I started bugging out at nighttime, and I seen this car getting close, like near us, and he kept looking kind of shady. He was videotaping me the whole time, dude. And then some guy walked out and did some weird thing where he like tried to ask me a question. He held his phone up to me. I was like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, he said something like, "You ever hear of a radio phone?" I don't even know what that means. And then he kind of went like, I was like, "Is he filming me?"
Yeah.
And I saw him go over and talk to that guy. I was like, "Dude, they're watching us, dude." And then I stopped. And then I drove over to a Walmart parking lot and started making the shirts in my van for a second. And then my generator died. I was like, shit. So I came back. And then they were still there, but they're in a different spot. And then, so we got through the night. Then I went to Walmart again to get our groceries the next morning. We're about to go into the festival now. And all of a sudden I got surrounded by cops. And they're just like, asked if we could search my vehicle. And I was like, no. But they're like, all right, you're under arrest. And then they found all the shirts and all the stuff to make the T-shirts and all the stuff. We went into like jail for a couple days.
Is this the one with the dogs you were telling me about before?
Dogs? No, that's a different one.
Okay.
Wait, so you can actually go to jail?
Well, not jail. I'm saying like I was in jail till I had my hearing. So picture Bonnaroo. It's like 100,000 people plus at a music festival, and then they like that little town will profit so big off like the tickets and like all the citations, they get whatever you call it, like the legal stuff. So they like pretty much have like a pen for all these people, but it's in jail. I was getting like the real jail food and stuff. And
How long were you there for?
2 days. But then we were in jail, believe it or not, with this dude who was like an actual cannibal. I didn't see him. The guy told us when he was taking us in. He's like, "Yo, looking for you guys. You're in jail with this guy who just like is a cannibal right now." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
So he was eating people?
I mean, I don't know. I could find out who it was, but I'm just trying to say the cop said something where there's a cannibal in that jail right now. I'm like, dude.
You stayed in prison for 2 days with this man, and you didn't find out who it was?
Well, we didn't know. I mean,
Could have been fucking Hannibal Lecter, bro. You would have been famous.
I'm sure he was in a different cell or something. I'm just saying we were in a big pen full of Bonnaroo people that were busted for drugs and stuff.
Oh, so you didn't like talk to a guy?
No, I'm saying, but then they impounded like my van. I never got it back.
They took your original Sprinter van.
Yeah, the OG one, dude. And then they took that, and what else? They said they were going to give me like felonies and stuff, but then they didn't. They dropped them because they just dropped everything. I don't know what it was, but that was the biggest, most embarrassing bust I ever got.
Yeah.
Then you have took everything like computers and cameras and stuff.
So hearing what you're doing, I mean, you're making hundreds of T-shirts when you go to festivals. You're making probably thousands of Jell-O shots. Obviously, you're a hustler, Paul. So, like, where does this work ethic come from? Where does this hustle come from?
The hustle came. I always had a weird energy, just creative energy, and I've always put my time to weird things for a long period of time. I always noticed people, groups of friends and stuff that were like, when you're younger, like when you kind of just went with groups of people and like I was always kind of like the weirdo. But I always felt like people always were flakes, and I always felt like I wasn't a flake. So I knew I had a drive back then just from not being a flake and being creative and stuff. But the drive that I was able to apply to make money was I went to Williamson Trade School, and it just I always felt stupid around people like when I work with people, but I was just, whenever no one's watching me, I can do really cool stuff alone. But I remember at Williamson, they had this board. It was a side job board where like people would call in, and they would say, "I want this job done." From a Williamson guy, and it would be like fix a deck, point a chimney, do a patio, and you could actually see the job on the wall as a Post-it note. And then my freshman year, I was scared to call, but then my second year, I went and I actually called the number. I was pointing some steps, like so. I told the guy $400, and then I made $400 in a couple days, and I pretty much got like high off that. I was like, dude, I just told them $400, and I got it, and I was that quick. At that point, I was just like a busboy, and I was gonna make like $80 on like a weekend or something. And I was like, dude, I made $400 so quick. And then I went and got another one, and I made $700. And I was like, dude, you can just keep doing this. And then I have thousands of dollars in my bank account when I was at Williamson. And I always noticed, like I said, when I was working with people, I sucked. They always called me stupid and just like make fun of me. But when I would do my own thing, no one told me anything. I would just kind of do whatever I want. You know what I mean? So I always like to do what I want. But I became obsessed with piling up the money, and I bought a house right when I got out of Williamson Trade School. And right by Westchester University, I started renting rooms out. So, and then I was more inspired, excited that I could save money as I was renting rooms out. Basically just inspired and excited to like just control every bit of your time and not have anyone else tell you what to do. And then the whole Jello Man persona thing came when I realized I didn't want to keep sneaking into music festivals, and I got to figure out a way to market it. And I had the idea for the Jello Shop mural, and then I started randomly getting sponsored by like different vodka companies to make these for artists backstage. And then eventually some of these vodka companies were like, yo, you could probably sell them too. You just have to like, you can piggyback the liquor license and you can work for a percentage of sales. So we figured out ways to make money of selling them as well. Since I don't have a liquor license, we have to do a partnership. You know what I mean? I'll just make the Jell-O shots like in their supervision. But inspired not to be on job sites my whole life. That's really what it is. And just pretty much all my weirdness, because Sam, you would know, you see me from the beginning, because it was real, you know, but it just blossoms into something bizarre like this, you know.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, I've known Paul since high school. We both went to Williamson Trade School together, and Paul, what I love watching about you is, like, JelloManPhilly really isn't, it's not a character that you're doing, it's actually who Paul really is. Like, you are a creative person. I've seen it for years, and I enjoy watching it. I really do. I love the network that you've built. And, you know, would you say Williamson was the specific event that really put you on this path, like your education there?
Yes. I would say I would have, you have to, like, you got to start somewhere, right? So Williamson was a regimented schedule, and it made me really just get up early, and which I wasn't necessarily getting up early before. And it just gave me a hustle to start from. So I started, and I like the money, but money is green, and you can get that green money in different ways. I realized I was bored with the masonry for 9 to 5, but like that's where I started. So I had to start somewhere to realize change to something else. But Williamson, you did it so young, and then pretty much brainwashed you to think you're a man, even though you were definitely a man then.
Yeah.
But it kind of like made you think you were just like, I can do this. I'm a grown man. So then I bought a house. I kind of was doing things, and I look back, damn, I was only 21. You know, I look back, I was definitely a kid. You know what I mean? But 100%, Williamson was the beginning of it. You know.
I mean, I guess it's not a lie though. I mean, you are a man that held down responsibilities of people that were much older than you. So it's definitely. And I've always heard good things about Williamson when we used to go back there and train. And I had a couple friends from my high school that went there that always loved it. And it gives you an everlasting trade for life. So, I mean,
yeah,
you definitely got a head start on a lot of people.
What's really cool about it, too, is I do like masonry. I do like, because I have 4 rental properties right now and a garage. And
Are there any vacancies?
No.
No? Okay, awesome.
Why, you want to?
No, I'm letting the people know if they need a place to live.
You want to rent?
And they want the Jello Man to be their landlord.
Are they all in Philly?
No, only one's in Philly. Dude.
All right, nice.
I got Westchester, Ridley Park, Prospect Park in Philly. But
Westchester's nice.
yeah, dude, that's like my baby, that house.
Yeah.
That's like a smooth oil vending machine, so they don't call me for nothing, dude. You know what I mean? All my new ones, I still don't know the ropes of all of them, and random stuff pops up. But I'm just saying masonry, like I can do, it's art, like that board right there is just basically like my masonry eye. It's like looks like mosaic tile. You can just make stuff that people walk in, the renter, it's like you can sucker anyone. I mean, it's real. But you can make a beautiful veneer on a wall, and everyone's like so impressed. It's like art. But I can do it like nothing, and I can just know that when they walk in, they're gonna be like, dude, I'll definitely take this for what you're offering for the rent, you know.
So when you're strolling through Instagram, I mean, you can't miss videos of you. So the majority of the people, and most of the people that are going to watch this podcast, they know you from Eagles games.
Yeah.
They see you at the parades, right?
Yeah.
Like, could you walk us through a day of preparation before an Eagles tailgate?
Yeah, that's really easy actually because it's nothing. That's like nothing, dude. Eagles is like a microcosm of like how big. There's no like logistics besides making like 1,500 Jell-O shots real quick. And then I load up my van.
1,500 doesn't sound like something you can do really quick, though.
I mean, I can.
Okay.
So I'll make like 20,000 at a time, dude.
Okay.
So my so I do is if you want to, real quick, I basically make Jell-O shots out of 5-gallon buckets. I can tell you the secret is it's 7 pounds of powder. So first I'll boil a humongous cauldron, like a witch's cauldron full of like water. And then I have 5-gallon buckets. And then I dump just a little bit of water in each one. It's about 7 liters of boiling water into it. And it'll be 7 pounds of Jell-O powder. I stir that up and then dump 4 handles in it. So that's a batch. It's about almost to the top. And then I have one bucket that I drill a hole in. And then I put a rubber tube, and it has a nozzle in the end of it that I stole from. Like, you ever see those iced tea things you put in your fridge with the iced tea dispenser?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So I just, from Walmart, it's like $4.
I don't know what it's like to drink iced tea. I don't drink iced tea. But, yeah.
So I have on the tube, at the end of the tube, I stole
It's
one.
like a faucet. It's
So I took a little faucet thing, and I put it in the end of the tube. So now I have that full bucket of Jell-O mix, and I dump the one into the bucket with the tube on it, and I put that on my shoulder. And now it's like gravity fed, like then someone snaps behind me, and we fill this whole table up with Jell-O shots, and then someone now puts a cup on top of a cup. And now I fill this row. So it's layer and layer. And you just push them into the cooler. Everyone's like, how do you keep them cold? Well, you just dump ice in the cooler, right? Yeah. Close the lid, and now in 1 hour, they're all Jell-O. So there's no fridge. There's no, like, taking the mustard and fucking deviled eggs out and stuff.
So when you say dump them, obviously, like, they'll spill because they're not.
There's lids on them, sorry. Snap the lids on them. Look, it's like this.
I should have known that by looking at these.
So picture like I filled this thing up, and now that's liquid, and I just snap a lid on it.
Yeah, you just throw them in there.
And then I go next. Now it's an empty cup. Now on top of this one, after that's all, the whole table's filled. Someone puts a cup on top of a cup, and we do it again and again, 3 or 4 high. and you just push them all into the cooler.
So this is a very complicated process, Paul.
I can do it blindfolded.
So,
have you ever spilled them?
Oh, dude, come on. I do. Well, the worst is when it gets this high, and then you'll try to snap. See how that kind of feels a little.
Yeah, it just.
So then this will happen. Ready? Like that.
Yeah.
And then the ones on top will. You know what I mean?
I think I would be very upset.
Paul, what if I'm like 20 feet away from you and I want a Jell-O shot?
So.
Don't tell me you have a solution for this.
Paul, right there.
I'm too far.
No, take the headphones off. Go ahead.
I got all kinds of stuff. I got spoon. This is what I do. I got a huge Jell-O shot cart. I'll spoon shots out. This is like Jell-O lax, if you will.
Yeah.
I just throw Jell-O shots like this at people.
Oh, okay. You'll launch them like a catapult.
Where did you make that shit?
No, dude, everything I buy is literally
thrift store?
Crawfish boil merchandise. Like I'll order online, like for crawfish boils, big humongous pots, like 30-gallon pots.
Oh wow.
This is for like crawfish boil, but like
I feel like I would see that at like a thrift mart or like a farmer's market or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, you think that because we don't see them around here.
Or
Yeah,
like a witch's house or something like that.
So I ride my one wheel around, and sometimes I have like a barrel of Jell-O shots at foot level, and I'll keep going around, scooping them out, and hand them like this to people as I'm spinning around my one wheel. It's all just every little angle you have. Even this thing, right? I made this out of foam and a Hawk. That's a masonry tool underneath it. You can't really see it. It's a tool for cement. And then I roll around my one wheel and spin this.
As it lights up.
Yeah,
Wait, so you're going around handing people Jell-O shots, and they're not paying for them?
It depends, right? So you might recently see me it's all handing out. But when I go to music festivals, I'll be backstage with artists. This is a presentation for artists. I'll give them out this way. But I also have girls work for me, and then they walk around, and they'll sell them. It just all depends what we're doing, whatever the job is, whatever the festival, whatever the deal is. You know what I mean?
So Philadelphia Eagles fans are notorious for being very spirited fans. You come out, people are really excited to see you. Was there ever a time where things got very uncomfortable, or you were in a situation where someone maybe was a little too excited or wanted to go inside the Jell-O cart and steal Jell-O shots?
Oh yeah, that happened before.
Could you tell us about it?
Yeah.
Did you whoop their ass like you did
No, that
Sammy's
wasn't-
back in the day? That's what I want to know.
Nah. Wait, did I write that down?
No, but you're going to talk about it.
No,
though.
that's not a big story though.
I think people would like to hear it though.
No, I mean it's not even that. It's anticlimactic actually, because one time somebody did try to it was kind of like this dude, this young kid. He wanted to Jell-O. He was definitely really drunk and super. You can tell he wanted to fight or something. He was not necessarily wanted to fight, but he was coming up to me. He was like, "Yo, let me get a Jell-O shot," and I gave it to him. And he snatched it. I think he was on something.
Okay.
I think he was on something, but he was super overconfident and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he pretty much he said, let me get one, let me get another one, and I gave him two. He's gonna get the whole bag. He's like, "Yo, dog, let me get the whole bag. Let me get the whole bag." Sorry, he's gonna punch me or something. I just kind of walked through him real quick, and then his girlfriend grabbed him.
Yeah.
But that was like a weird shock. I was like, dude, no one's ever tried to. I'm always giving stuff out, and suddenly you walk in this one path. It's all completely everything's positive. All of a sudden, someone's trying to steal Jell-O shots off you.
Yeah.
But I just kind of pushed through him real quick, and he didn't do anything. I think he was trying to scare me. But I don't, believe it or not, dude, anytime there's any type of, back then it was all illegal when that happened. And I'm
Okay.
like, dude, I don't want any type of issues here. You're not going to start a fight when you have all these Jell-O shots.
So yeah,
This is my bow gun.
and that's your bow that you shoot the Jell-O shots out to people. How far can you get one of them with that?
150.
150 feet?
We'll shoot it outside later, dude.
Yeah, we're definitely
Actually,
shooting
you
that
want to try to catch one
outside.
right here, look. You can do it, dude. Right there.
Don't hit the camera.
Believe it or not, everything I buy is super cheap. This is actually a water balloon slingshot.
You got multiple?
Yeah, I was. They kind of break once a year, so I have 10 on hand. Oh shit! Yeah, that was an accident.
That came out quick.
I actually slipped.
Sam's hands are a little,
There we go.
Should we
Paul, yeah, should we do one?
do it? Okay, look. So I got a magic.
Yeah, tell us about this.
So
pop
run
rocks.
around. You ever go to the
Yeah,
in
this
the
is
city,
his thing.
You know, in the city, you go to the hot dogs carts, and you see they have all the potato chips hanging up and stuff. You can grab like a sandwich and the potato chips.
I have not, but I am going to be. Are you going to be there on Monday?
Which one are we talking about right now?
Eagles.
Yeah. Actually, no. Tomorrow you're saying?
Nah.
Monday.
Monday. Eagles are Monday,
Is
right?
that Monday? It's Sunday. It's Sunday.
I don't know. The 6th. Is tomorrow the 6th?
You know what's weird, dude? I don't know if I'm going to make that one, actually, because there's a chance. Well, actually, I know I am. I got a festival in 3 weeks in Key West.
Florida?
And, yeah, so I got to make all these Jello shots. But, like, I think of the next game, next Sunday, I'm going to make that one.
Will you drive your van to Key West? Is that what you do?
Dude, yeah.
Wow.
Don't get me started. But
That's.
like I was
Okay,
saying,
so I won't see him here on the one tailgate. I might be going.
Yeah.
That's nice. Great.
but if they win, I might crowd surf again. So
Ah, all right.
Which we'll get into that because you have your crowd surfing surfboard
yeah.
here.
So anyway, I ride around with this. This is my Pop Rocks. Like I was trying to say, like the people who have like the potato chips hanging up, this is my version of that. I got my Pop Rocks hanging up. So I got these. I have a vial, like a little vial with and a sea salt crack where you crack the Jello shots on there sometimes, but they get gunked up real quick. So sometimes you just end up using the baggie. Pull that out. So look, see that? It's not crack, it's pop. Dude.
Yeah, that's it. We're not doing any drugs here.
Crack is pop.
It could be a little because I did see the clips of you with the vial, and it could be a little shady,
The
right?
cop thought I was putting drugs on somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was talking about, but I was like, oh no, dude.
We're gonna do this.
So, Ching, give it a rim job first, like this. Tongue or your finger, whatever you want, like this.
So this way it pops out
Yeah. I don't feel like doing this, but I'll do it for you.
down the hatch.
Show the audio. No, just like this.
You can hear them.
I hear you, yeah, boy.
This is what Paul Weil does.
That's
I love it.
Oh, you spit it out, you quitter. Come on. Put it back down.
I actually hate getting drunk in the daytime. I'm not going to get drunk. I don't want that feeling in my head at all. Like,
Well, you're not going to get drunk from that, right?
what I mean is any type of alcohol whatsoever, just I need a completely clear.
Makes you hate
No,
you.
I don't.
It'll make you a little bit tired at some point.
Definitely
You know what I'm talking
100%.
about?
Yeah.
It doesn't. You get momentum. You got to keep going till you're completely tired by the end of the day, right?
All right.
Dulls the man's spirit.
It'll just cut something, like a teeny little bit. I swear.
I got a question. So if you make 20,000 Jello shots, what is it costing? How many packs of Jellos are you buying? How much alcohol do you have to buy? If you were to say you
Man
made
hours.
20,000.
Just say I can be
Yeah.
completely transparent with I've made 20,000 shots for a certain festival, and I didn't sell the 20, and my numbers were way off because I just started getting these gigs where I'm allowed to sell a lot of Jello shots. So it seems like 12 to 15,000 I'm making, or I'm selling.
I don't want to know what you make. You can keep that, but how much would it cost?
No,
for you to-
I'm not talking about making money. I'm talking about I'm making 12 to 15,000 Jello shots from now on, probably for these certain festivals. I'm not going to be making 20. I don't think 20,000. But say for 15,000 shots, like that's about my phone.
You need a calculator?
Let me think. Let me do some math real quick.
All right, let's go.
So 15. What's 15,000 divided by 650?
23.
All right, so it's 650 shots I'll get with a 5-gallon bucket mix. What was that number again?
23.
23. So 23. What was the question again? What did you ask me about? What price?
I was saying if you made 20,000 Jello shots, what it would cost you.
It probably cost in just Jello powder alone. It would. It's not crazy expensive.
Yeah.
It would probably cost you about $600.
Yeah. That's actually more than I thought it would be.
No, in powder.
Yeah.
But then the vodka, it's 7 liters per 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
So whatever a liter is, whatever vodka you choose.
Yeah.
So let's say you can just let's say $20, $20 per bottle.
Times 23 bottles.
Yeah.
You're looking at $461.
Well, it'd be 7. Actually, I have it wrong right now, dude. It's 9 times What was that first number you said?
23.
Yeah, that's it. That's how many bottles we have, and then that's how many.
$207. So it's not you. And then you're selling them for how many?
No, you got it wrong. I'm saying 23 buckets, and it's 9
Gotcha.
bottles times 23. That's how many bottles.
Okay.
So then that
and
number
then you're
times,
selling them.
Then that number times whatever price. I don't know what that. It depends what kind of vodka you're having, but
Yeah.
it's not that expensive. It's just.
Do you switch it up, or you just kind of stay with the same generic,
I do.
like plain?
I switch it up depending on who gives you the vodka.
Yeah.
I only make them now depending on who's going to sponsor the alcohol.
And you have been picking up liquor sponsors, like, right?
Yeah, it's not like a Shaquille O'Neal sponsorship where you're like stuck with one one brand forever or something. But it's not like I'm sponsored all the time by one thing. It means
Sponsored events.
per event. Like you guys
Yeah.
get sponsored for an event, right? Like
Yeah.
you get some free stuff. They just think what you're doing is cool. It's like, all right, I'll give you free vodka for that.
So you like to go to, obviously, a football game. People would want to do Jell-O shots. I mean, the only other sporting event I could think about where people would be so thrilled to see you is an MMA fight.
Yeah, dude.
I would also say MLB. No.
Major League Baseball, yeah, because they tailgate. You're right. No, you're right. Just with the pure rowdiness and excitement that comes along with it. Have you ever gone to any MMA shows?
No, dude, but I'm 100% sure they would eat this up. Picture me in Las Vegas, dude, doing spins with my cart, dude.
Doing headstands on the cart.
Yeah, instead of the ring girl, dude, they need a Jello Man inside there. Instead, dude, I'll spin her around on there, dude.
Hey, listen, I'm in favor for it because
Yeah.
I personally think that the ring card girls are useless in MMA. That's my opinion, and that's just what it is for me. I've never recognized one when I was in a fight. I know it's not for the fighters, but it's also like it irks my soul when I'm cornering people and a girl's got to walk by with a card. I'm like, man, we need to get rid of them.
I feel like
So let's throw you in there.
I feel like Dana White would like Jello shots and pop rocks. Don't you think?
I think the UFC fans would absolutely love Jell-O shots and Pop Rocks.
Yeah,
I don't know if Dana would now because now he's like a health guru guy
Yeah, but I
after
can make-
being super unhealthy.
I can make virgin Jello shots for him though.
I think people would want them
I think we
delivered
try
to
it.
them out of a bow too.
So I'm saying if I could shoot Jello shots from a bow at these MMA events, or like just little like Nerf, like koosh balls that say something on it, or just like those. Remember those sticky hands? Where
Yes.
kids-
I think
little sticky hands.
it would be an interesting. I think it would be an interesting crowd for you because they're very intense fans, and I think they're the most brutal fans out of any sport, especially when it comes to us fighters with the shit that they say. So I think it would be interesting. But I think, absolutely. I think that the struggle would be like them letting you inside to do it.
Because they're already selling alcohol. They already,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But the whole thing about that is
Yeah.
they're always selling it, but my version of pushing the shot is a huge crowd pleaser.
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't you want your vodka with me pushing it? You know what I'm saying? Like in my version, that's what it always is. I always use people's vodka to do what I do. It's not. I don't have a liquor license, so I don't have my own vodka. So I always just do these weird partnerships at these events.
I think it's weird. I think you're doing your thing, man. Like it works out. You're not stuck to any one company, which allows you to freelance across the states and do your thing. So, but what's going on down in Key West? You have a music thing, or
It's called Mile Zero. It's a country music festival. Key West. It's like 5 days. What's insane?
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. I mean, going to Key West just sounds like fun.
This is what's insane part is that like if the Eagles win the NFC Championship, it's
When the Eagles win the NFC Championship.
well. What I'm trying to say is this: like the festival's over on a Sunday or Saturday, and then the Eagles have that game on the following day. So if I want to crowd surf, I literally have to fly home, which I might book a plane ticket for this, even if they just no matter what.
Yeah.
And just literally fly in when we're done. And hopefully they win, and then I would crowd surf, then fly back to Key West, and then pack my van up and drive home.
So when you crowd surf, can you explain your surfboard behind you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get up for 1 second. Right?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So this is the back part here.
Wait till you see the other side.
Use your deep voice.
There's his pad.
Oh wow.
So this is basically like a wrestling mat right here. So I have a headstand board right there, and then
A headstand.
They literally crowd. He's on
Your headstand? Oh.
Joe, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl at the parade, he's literally there. He's crowd surfing on that while doing a headstand.
That's crazy.
Paul, how are you staying in shape?
Okay.
I mean, you wrestled your whole life, so.
Yeah.
How long did you wrestle for?
I wrestled at Penwood, all through high school and junior high. And then
Paul was a really good wrestler back in the day. He was.
Williamson. But
Did you go to States or anything like that?
nah. So I'm trying to say, like, I feel bad saying it myself. I was good when I wanted to be, but I was also lazy in so many different ways. I didn't do anything really. I didn't go to States or nothing. But it just for in terms of
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't go to States at all. All right, it's great.
I'm just saying, what wrestling did for me in the very beginning, that's a really good point, actually. Wrestling is my center of gravity. I think my parents always told me I was, like, agile. They were like, we want you to wrestle or we want you to be in gymnastics. I remember them saying that. And then I always thought AC Slater was cool and Saved by the Bell early on, I think. And then I was like, dude, I want to wrestle like AC Slater, dude. And just punch lockers and them open. But I'm just saying, like, I got so good at being able to, like, walk my hands and cartwheels, all kind of weird stuff. My center of gravity is really good.
Are you into, like, parkour or anything like that?
No. I just don't. I like watching wrestling and stuff and all kind of fighting stuff, but I know myself and I'm not. That's not me anymore. But I still admire it and I still feel part of it. But I always know I'm just focusing on this one thing. Bottom line is wrestling completely, like, changed my life when they're early because it made my body move differently from back in the day. You know?
No, absolutely, man. I mean, wrestling. I think Joey cred is it. You can talk about it, but I mean, wrestling had built the foundation for everything in my life. Like, best decision I ever made. The first time I ever wrestled, I was in third grade for the Drexel Hill Raiders, and I wrestled all throughout high school and everything. And I coached at Williamson for 2 years, which I absolutely loved. Wish I could do that all the time, but it's definitely one of those things where it's a lot of time, and when you have a young family, it's not exactly the best decision to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something I feel like I'd like to do as I get older and I have less priorities and less things on my plate every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for wrestling, at least for me, I think it gave, especially in the sport that I'm in now, it gave me that work ethic. Like, I always had it, obviously, in jiu-jitsu starting out, but I think wrestling took it to the next tier and understanding part of being a team and being a team player, but an individual score. It just allowed me, with all the shit that I had going on in my home life, to really, like, channel that energy into something that I could, get a result from. So I love wrestling. I wish I wrestled longer, but I only got to do it for about 2.5 years, and then I graduated, but loved it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Back to the question. What are you doing to stay in shape?
Do you know what I'm talking about right now? Okay. You want to see what I do?
Yeah.
So, do you meal prep?
I do not. I don't like meal prep, but I actually just picked up a meal prep company, and it's called Performance Meal Prep.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, they give me a couple meals to help fill in the gaps.
Okay. So I do this crazy meal prep where, like, even the guy who told me about this meal prep, this guy from work, his name's Troy. He got me on this meal prep thing, but I do it to a level where he was like, he's this guy from Guyana, and when I showed him what I do, he's like, that's weird, man. I'm like, dude, I thought I was going to impress you, and it's weird. Is he able to say right? I said, look.
Are you a big faster, I assume?
Actually, I'll explain it first. No, it's more like I shop at Restaurant Depot, Jetro, and I'll buy 160 pounds of chicken breasts. Mm-hmm. That's my chicken for the whole year. And I boil it in my humongous witch's cauldron, and then I basically dump it out on a table and dice it up. And then I put them out in little portions, 6-ounce portions. And then I get brown rice. I boil 30 pounds of brown rice, and I scoop out a half cup, put it in a baggie, and I smash it down. And I'll basically do all the preps for the whole year for rice, chicken, and I'll do it with beets, carrots, all kind of stuff. So I always have this.
So you meal prep one day for the whole year?
Yeah, look. But besides like vegetables and stuff, it's crazy. But even you're laughing at it.
No, it's Paul. I think it's genius. I do.
You get it over with in the 2 days you have, so there's no more excuses. Like, people just think it's cool to be on a diet, but they have to keep remembering they're on a diet. And I don't feel good anymore. Or they don't say it, but they just don't go and keep it.
So you're just freezing this shit.
Yeah, look, ready? Look.
Dude, he's like Carrot Top.
A generator?
Yeah.
Is that your water carrier on top?
No, I'll show you, dude. So look. Right
Oh,
here,
shit.
This could be two containers for like 2 meals. So in the morning, like say I had a scoop of protein powder and oats.
Yep.
And instant coffee and an apple. That would be like have enough protein and carbs, right?
Yeah.
Or I'll have 9 egg whites and 2 yolks, or you can just do a cup of egg whites and 2 whole eggs, and then oatmeal, and then an apple. So that's like always the morning. But then I'll have the chicken, 6 ounces of chicken, half a cup of rice, carrots or beets. But like, here's an example. It's kind of gross. I brought this. I just want to show you guys.
No, we want to say.
So these are frozen. That's the chicken frozen right here.
Okay.
From last year?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then here's
Beets?
carrots. I brought mushrooms by an accident. I don't want to show you those, dude. So here's I'm talking that patty, that rice patty thing.
Uh-huh.
Basically, this is the oats container thing. You would put the rice in there when it was hot, and then you'd put it in that, like a form, and you'd press it down in there.
And then throw it in the microwave. Yeah. Nah, man, what I see is efficiency, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I see efficiency in a guy that knows what works for him.
I see tons of discipline to be able to do this still.
I mean, it's not like you're eating shitty food. So, yeah, no, that's how you stay in shape, eating lean. I personally couldn't do meal prep 24/7 just because of the workouts that we do. It's just too much.
No, dude. That's why I do it once a year. So check this out, look, ready? So this is the.
Did that all just come out of the green?
What's that?
That all came out of that green lunch pail?
Yeah. Is that me?
Right
up
there,
here.
Paul. It's Sam calling right now.
Check this out. I'll shut this off quick. We're gonna have to cut this one. Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
So here, and this is actually I cooked it this morning. So that's already. So you can have these all filled up, but you basically drop those all in a pot, and then you have this here. It might smell gross from over here, but like,
What the fuck is that?
Soup?
it's basically the chicken, the carrots, and it's all kind of seasoning and stuff. And what else in there? Chicken, carrots. There's golden beets.
Rice?
And rice.
Yeah.
But it probably smells weird here, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't smell weird. It smells like chicken, rice, carrots, and beets.
I can't even smell it.
I can smell it, yeah.
It's weird, you crack a can, like a bag of chips, and it's like,
Yeah, it smells like someone
But
farted.
then you eat it, and you're like, oh, it's good.
Yeah.
But look, this is crazy. Like, I can throw this in a tool bag. Look, all this stuff you can throw it around.
Yeah, that's
That's yours.
30. You want to see, Joe?
No.
Yeah.
I trust you, because my dumb ass will grab it and it'll spill everywhere, and then
That sucked, dude.
yeah.
But I normally wouldn't show that extent, but I just wanted you to see, like, if you do that once a year,
Yeah.
and you can just have it all just wait for you.
Okay. So nothing physically keeping you in shape, just diet wise.
Yeah.
That's how you
But
stay in shape.
I was in the gym for a while. Like, I haven't been in the gym for, like, a little bit over a year now, but that diet will get you pretty jacked.
Now, do you ever miss going to the gym, or is it just something that isn't on your mind because you feel fine?
What happened was I got way into it during the pandemic, but way back into it.
Yeah.
And then what happened was once I started getting more rental properties, all of a sudden, like, all my time, it's like, shit, I'm things that I should be doing, I'm not doing. I put all my time into fixing stuff and working on my Jell-O shot thing. Once that happened, and I got all this more responsibility, all of a sudden, the gym just went away.
Yeah.
And when you're driving to Key West, I mean, you're going to be in the car for what? Over a week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be prepared when you go down there. Yeah. Yeah.
Is an RV in the future?
I had an
Yeah,
RV
like a
before.
Jello Man bus.
No, I used to have an RV, dude, and I parked at my parents' house because I didn't have anywhere to park it, and they got so pissed, dude. They put ruts in there. And, like, here's what I'm trying to say. Like, people get so excited about these big ideas, like, and they're there. I'm going to do this one day. You do it, and then it becomes this thing, like, am I using this? It starts to drain money out of you for nothing.
Yeah.
I have a Sprinter van, so that's good enough. I can sleep in it in the city. I can sleep at music festivals.
Yeah.
I can use it for my masonry. The RV thing, that could be in the future if I become like really rich and I know where to keep it and I use it all the time. But I feel like a lot of times it's more of a dream and it's not worth the time.
Paul, I got to. You're a smart guy. You're very thought out. You're philosophical. So I got like a philosophical question for you. Is there a belief or a philosophy that you have adopted that you wish more people could understand?
I just really think everybody has this insanely creative, weird thing they could. People are scared to be like their weird selves or creative selves, and they sell out quick to like working for the man.
Yeah.
And I think people should just really stick to like exactly what that first version of them were, and try to make something of it at least for a certain period of time. I just really think that they should not feel stupid about other people, like making fun of them for something it's truly them. You know what I mean? No,
I totally. It's almost like the first dream that you get as a little kid, and I've watched this with Joey because I've been a part of his career since the beginning. He always wanted to be a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And, there was a part in Joey's life where being a UFC fighter was like going to the moon. It was, the craziest idea ever.
It's the same thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Nobody believed it. Everybody laughed at it. And all those same people are the ones that come 360 and say, hey, good job, man. We always know it. Or, dude, like, that's amazing. But those are the same people that criticize you for it. So I didn't have the artistic route.
Yeah.
I can barely draw a fucking stick figure. Sucked at fucking coloring, but I always knew from like 8 years old on, my dream was always walking out to a crowd of 20,000 people and them chanting my name and, going out there and winning the title and fighting for a living. And now I'm in my dream. Sometimes it's hard to like realize that, but I mean, look, you get to do your thing and you get to choose your own hours and choose what you want to do every day. So I would say that you're a very successful person, and all the people that made fun of you, fuck them. You get to do your thing, so.
It's mostly about, like you're saying, like you're working. It's like working on something so long, knowing it will work out way down the road, but not really seeing a direct. You're not seeing it happen right yet. You just know, you believe it is going to happen.
Yeah.
But not seeing tons of. Well, I see money when I'm doing what I'm going, but like, I'm just saying, like, just working on something that you can't see it right in front of your face right now. It's like way far away, but you just know you can hit it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good investment.
So what goals do you have for this year?
My goals, man. I got to finish 2 units that I got to fix in my house right now to make them rentable. My big goals for Jell-O is that I want to have like a more consistent vodka sponsor that like is dying for me to come with them for places. For me, I still have to beg for my gigs.
Yeah.
People aren't like, people hit you up for stuff and you go to them, but like, my big goal was like people are dying for me to come to shoot Jell-O or just do something like that I want to do with their product. You know what I mean? And then not have to like keep hunting down festivals when I'm trying to do my real estate and work a 9 to 5. Well, I mean, I quit my 9 to 5. Well, I don't quit, but I do masonry from October until May, and then I do festivals after that.
So the real estate portion of this is like you want to have a passive income, right? So this way you can spend more time being focused in on getting bigger gigs, going out to more events, and
Yes.
Yeah, spreading the message of JelloManPhilly.
I want them to be like, yo, here's the dates. Can you come to these? And I'm like, thank God I can fill my dates with what you just sent me.
Yeah.
Instead of me like just trying to play this game of calendars, like, dude, it's insane.
What would help you get more gigs at this point, you think? Like obviously you need a liquor sponsor. Yeah. But besides that, is there anything else that would help you be able to get more gigs?
I do need to get my own Jell-O shot made, but that's a whole humongous venture. You can't just say I'm getting.
So you want to have like a liquor company basically.
I want to have my own Jell-O shot, whatever. I want to be able to make a Jell-O. I might have to partner with somebody because I don't, But I want to have my own Jell-O shot. I want to stop. I want to have a tour set up. I want to be able to just go to music festivals that people want to see me. I just want to stop trying to hunt the gigs down myself. We always hunting gigs down, but like the way I'm hunting down is insane, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Well, I'll say me and Sam have to get out before the end of the year as well as long as the Eagles continue to do well and Jalen Hurts doesn't get hurt again, we got to see you do it live in action. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it live in action yet, and it bothers me. I need to get out to an event where you're going to be at.
Also get very claustrophobic around a lot of people. Start wanting to swing at them and shit, you know. So we'll have to get out there to a tailgate and see you do your thing.
You could ride Joey around the cart here, out the street, though.
No, we're gonna go do that in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm excited.
I don't know what that is, but let's do it.
Yeah. And you're gonna show me how to ride the one wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be my first time trying this.
All right. Well, if Sam comes back on the next episode with a couple missing teeth, it's because he ate shit on the curb. I've tried to ride one of them things. It's not hard.
It's
but
intimidating.
It's also, like, you do it wrong, like you're gonna eat shit on the concrete.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
There's like 10 levels of eating shit, dude. 10.
Yeah, you're on one wheel, man.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap this up, Paul? Is there anything that any messages you'd like to get out there that we haven't covered?
I don't need to get any more messages. I just want to say thanks for having me on here. I don't normally talk about this stuff too much. Pretty much the first few I kind of told about it, but I'm just going to keep doing my thing and not talking much about it. I mean,
yeah.
Thanks because you're my man, dude.
Yeah, likewise,
Appreciate
Paul.
it, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm glad people get to hear your voice, man, because they see you. And Paul, it is very impressive that you look at today's day and age of, like, if you want to call yourself an influencer or not, it doesn't matter. I don't like putting titles on anything, but I mean, most of these people, it's from talking, and it's like you just being yourself and not even being heard. So it's very impressive what you have done, and I want to see you hit all of your goals, and you know what I mean, get that big, whether it's a vodka company or whatever, sponsor, and start your own thing, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, excited. Glad I got to meet you. I appreciate this. I'll hang it up. You're not getting it back, so.
That's for you.
All right, good. And, yeah, I mean, this is our first episode. Me and Sam talked about wanting to do our own podcast for a minute now, too, so it's a pleasure to have you as our first guest. And we're just kind of going off the cuff for a little bit and trying to get ourselves more organized. So it's not going to be perfect, but we're glad we had you on first, and with your journey and your creativity and what you turned it into. You know, you turned something that people made fun of, you know, whatever they want to call it, your weird, quiet side or introvert side, and you've turned it into, you know, a successful a business for yourself. So just keep going, man.
Thanks. Appreciate it, man.
Paul, if people watching this, if they want to follow you, can you shout out your social media accounts, your website, and everything where they can see where you're going to be at?
Yeah, my Instagram is at JelloManPhilly. I go TikTok, JelloManPhilly. I don't really use the TikTok much anymore, but I have somebody help me out with that. But JelloManPhilly, TikTok, JelloManPhilly, Instagram, and then my website is JelloMan.com, and you can possibly book me for certain stuff. That's about it.
Awesome. Paul, thank you.
What's up, guys? Joe Pfeiffer here with Locked In, our newest show starring myself, with Sam Morpeza. We just did our first episode, so we're super excited about that. We're also looking for sponsorships. For anybody that's interested in advertising their business, we will have it at the beginning and end of our shows. We're just looking for some local support, so particularly local businesses are always welcome. You guys can email us at lockedinwithjoeandsam@gmail.com.
What's up, everyone? It's Sam Oropeza with the Locked In podcast. We just wrapped up our first episode. Right now, we are looking for local businesses that want to advertise with us. We will post you during the beginning and the end of our shows. We are looking for support, so if anyone is interested, send us an email at lockedinwithjoeandsam@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you.